But who cares? And yes, I know you're gonna say, I'm a bit late on the game. Nintendo Switch 2 been revealed. So why are you making a video now, just over a week later? Well, this is the thing, I was gonna plan this video straight after the Direct. But the problem is, we never got all the information. I took days to get the information, and yes, very poor for Nintendo. Yeah, very poor from them. But in this video, I'm gonna give my honest thoughts on the whole thing because obviously it's up and down at the moment now. There's a good reason why it's up and down, know what I mean? Yikes. But I'm not gonna be like these fanboys gonna say, oh, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Or the other side where, oh, it's horrible. To get a Steam Deck or, it's a waste of money, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to give my honest, fair thoughts on this. So, let's get started, shall we? So, the show opened up with Mario Kart World, which I'm going to give my thoughts on it. It looks fucking amazing. It does. It looks amazing. You got the open world bit from it, so basically you can drive where you want now. You've got some new mechanics. You've got a new mode, which is basically a battle royale mode where you race non-stop and you got have to say the person to stay in the race again. That looks freaking fun. I gotta put so many hours into this. Know what I mean? Looks amazing. Graphic wise, everything looks amazing. But, it's the big but. The problem is, the big controversy from Mario Kart World is, it's the price. £75 in the UK. Or $80 in the States. Or whereas in other countries, know what I mean? Yes, yikes. That is wow. And this is the thing too. In the UK, yeah, it fucking sucks that we're gonna pay £75 for it. But what I said online on Twitter, we got to at least hear from it because basically we're paying around the same price as a PS5 game now. Almost, basically. And again, I'm not saying it's right, it fucking sucks, know what I mean? It's corporate greed, know what I mean? But meanwhile, the worst countries, where it's at the States and, Australia, Canada, know what I mean? Freaking hell, I feel sorry for them, know what I mean? Yikes, know what I mean? It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Again, I'm not defending the price point, but the game looks so good. It looks so good. But there's the thing too about, the prices. You most likely will get a bit more cheaper in certain ways. Way one, you can get the bundle because, again, in the UK, it costs £395 just the console alone, or £420 with the Warrior Mario Kart World. So basically, you're paying £50 for it if you buy the bundle. Or you can wait till the time come closer. Other online retailers will probably sell it cheaper. Like, for example, when the Switch 1 came out, Zelda was, Breath of the Wild was £60 in the UK. It was. I have never seen anywhere for £60, weeks building up to it. And I got mine on the same day for £45. So, you will get this cheaper somewhere. Or if not, wait till the second-hand market. You probably will get a better deal in the second-hand market in a couple months down the line, know what I mean? Once everything calmed down. So, there's that. And yes, I know you tend to very well put sales on their games. I get that. It fucking sucks, know what I mean? But again, my favorite thoughts, except from the price, Mario Kart World looks amazing and I cannot wait to play it. So, next we got the game tap function. So basically for weeks and weeks, people be wondering what is the C button for, because on the Joy-Con there's a new button, with a C on it, and people wondering what it is. And be honest, yeah, my prediction came true. I think most people predicted this. It's for, tap basically. For the first time in Nintendo's history, we got a way to talk to people online on the console without the bullshit mobile app, know what I mean? About booking time. But Ace kind of fucked this up. Again, I'm not saying it looks bad, but yeah, I know people will say, but the camera bit looked a bit framey and the screensaver looked a bit framey. Yeah, I know. But I didn't mind that. I think that's a bit like a Nintendo charm, know what I mean? So that didn't bother me. What bothers me is this going to be a pay subsistence, basically. So basically, you cannot tap your friends unless you got your tenant online. Yes, I know people will say, but you get 12 months free. Doesn't matter. It's a basic thing, you know what I mean? And if you're charged for that, and again, it's still fucking wrong, but make the webcam, like a pay thing, you know what I mean? If you want to do that, at least make the tap bit, the normal tap bit free, you know what I mean? Even though I still think that's still wrong by doing the webcam bit, making that like a pay model thing, but I'd like to take that than what it got offered here, where to talk to your friends online, you need a Nintendo online membership, you know what I mean? Which I think that's a bit scummy in a way, you know what I mean? So, yes, good move for Nintendo getting, tapped into the games about time. But, wow, we missed the mark with, going to make a pay, for it. So, that's my thoughts on that. Then we got the game share, which, to be fair, this is a good move. This is a genius move. Especially, like I said before about the price of the games. Basically, if you're a family and you want to play the same game, on multiple consoles, you can actually do that now with one game now with this game share thing. It reminds me of back in the day with the DS where you use one cartridge and you can have 3 other friends playing with you on the same cartridge, basically. But the only problem I'm hearing lately from the after the show, which is just the problem with Nintendo, all the information coming after the show or even a couple of days after the show, which this not be the same as download a game onto the Switch. It's going to be more like streaming. So it goes stream the game from the Switch to the other Switches, you know what I mean? Again, it could still work, you know what I mean? Got to wait and see in my hands to see how well it works. But in a way, it's still a good little move in a way, you know what I mean? That you can have one cartridge and have, your family or friends playing along with you on multiple switches. And again, it's not for all games, but again, it's a good step in the future, you know what I mean? In that way. So, then we got the Switch 2 Welcome Tour tech demo, which you have to pay for. Yeah. It looks interesting, but I'm sorry, but why this not free? I don't care. Why this not free? I do not understand that. To be fair, this is not the first time we've done this. You go back to the Switch 1, launch, the 1-2 Switch game. It charged that as a full release, you know what I mean? Even though it should be a tech demo on showing how good the Joy-Cons was back in the, they first came out. This is the same thing here. This should be free in the console. The only thing I can say it's not that bad. It's not a full price title like the 1-2 Switch was. This is going to be £4 in the UK, but meanwhile it could be $10 in the States, which again, yikes. And again, I'm not going to get this, even though I probably love playing along with this, but yes, as you see later on the video, there's a reason why I'm holding out on this, know what I mean? So, then we got this next, which is the game upgrades. This one is very confusing. It is very, very confusing because it's a bit good and bad at the same time. Now, some of the information came out days after the this reveal. So basically, a lot of Switch 2 games gonna get a free upgrade, like a free upgrade with performance, with frame rate, resolution, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But there's some games that is hold behind the paywall. Yeah, hold behind the paywall. And to be fair, some of these ones are good upgrades, but at the same time, console often separate as DLC and make the performance and the evolution free, because it makes no sense. Like for example, Kirby Forgotten Land, that is getting a performance boost, but it's getting a new content. Like I think like a new island, a new story, mini story. So fine, yeah, you can charge for the story bit, but why can't we get the performance boost for free? That's what I do not understand. Like, say with Mario Party Jamboree, where that's getting a boost, but at the same time, it's getting new content. And the worst one, which is Zelda, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, both going to be charging $10 or £10 to $10. If I what price, what the conversion rate is for a performance boost. Yeah, there's a small add-on content, but it's not like a must to say, oh, it's justifying paying that for the extra content. I find that weird. Yeah, I know people will say straight away, you'll get the Zelda ones free on the Nintendo Online membership. Which, fine, but it still make no sense. Make them free, you know what I mean? But if not, you're gonna charge them. At least include all the DLCs in Breath of the Wild, which ain't not here, you know what I mean? It's weird how he's doing this. It's so weird. And again, what I said before, most of the upgrades are free. The problem is Nintendo was not clear on that. Because people thought every single upgrade you gotta pay. And it took me like a couple days after doing the research. Yet there are a lot of games like Super Mario Odyssey, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which fucking needs that update, you know what I mean? Upgrade. Because that is a poorly buggy game. And it ain't gonna be free. But meanwhile, Zelda, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are not. But meanwhile, the other Zelda games, like, Link Awakening and all that, ain't gonna be free upgrades. It's weird. It's so weird. Confusing. And I'm sorry, Nintendo. This is bullshit in a way, you know what I mean? Again, I cannot wait till we play the 2 main Zelda games on best performance. Because, yeah, I'm planning on getting it, but I ain't got the 2 games. And I'm going to get the Nintendo Online anyway, for no reason, which you find out in a minute. So, technically, I got to get them for free anyway, but even then, it's still bullshit, you know what I mean? So, next, we got third-party report. Wow. The amount of third-party report on this show is unbelievable. It's unbelievable amount of third-party report we got. We got Elden Ring. We got Street Fighter 6. We got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. We got Hogwarts Legacy, not the crappy Switch 1 version, a decent port, of the open world one. We got on the Switch 1, it actually a lot down, make it, less open world. We got Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. We got Beta Default, Remaster. We got Royal Cut, Cyberpunk Ultimate Version, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Version. That blew me away, that one. It actually got the Ultimate Version, including the DLC, which is basically next gen exclusive. So, yeah, and it looks quite good too. Again, obviously, the PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC versions are going to be the better way to play Cyberpunk. But for a machine that can play on as a console and a handheld, it's still impressive the way it runs, you know what I mean? And I've seen comparison with the Steam Deck version and this version. on videos, it wasn't quite a bit better than the Steam Deck, to be fair. You know what I mean? So, again, I'm very impressed with what it showed off here on the third party stuff. Now, there's a problem with the third party stuff also. And this is the problem that people are pissed off with, but at the same time, it both got positives and negatives in, which is the game key card. Yeah, the game key card. Now, people say, what is this? And this is the problem. It took me a couple of days to get the full information about this because even I got confused with this. So, basically, what's going to happen is, remember in the Switch 1, there are some games that came with a code in a box. So, basically, the game key card is going to replace that. Instead of getting a code, you get the cartridge. And the difference is, there's nothing inside the cartridge. All it is a pass. You put it in and you download the game from the eShop into the game. And you can render it, you can sell it on Nomi. So that's the only good thing from the keycard thing. So technically, they got different downloads based on the games, like calling the box. Technically, you can render it to your friends and sell it if you're finished with it. So that's a good thing from that. But there's a bad thing for that too, because collectors, if you want the whole game on the cartridge, what these companies are going to milk this? They are going to take advantage of this. And already have. Like I said before, by default, remaster, that is a 3DS game, about 10 gigs. It's about 10 gigs, or even less than 10 gigs. It's a 3DS game. That is a game key card. There's no excuse. But meanwhile, this blew my way. This blew my mind. Cyberpunk Ultimate Version, which I thought was going to be a game key card, because you see the size of that game. It's fucking huge. That is not a game key card version. The whole game is on the cartridge. And wait, how can you put a 3DS game on a game key card version, but meanwhile Cyberpunk 2077 got the whole game on there? Makes no sense, know what I mean? Again, it's up and down there. Again, good third party for thought, you tell them needs it, but honest to God, this game key card is a bit mixed bag. So, let's move on. Then we got the Nintendo GameCube is going to the Nintendo Switch Online. I'm so happy because this is the thing. The GameCube is my all-time favorite console of all time. I love the GameCube. And I might go do a video in the future about that because there's a story behind the GameCube with my childhood. I love the GameCube. And we're now getting it on Nintendo Online. And what a way to start off with Zelda Wind Waker. What a way to start with. Yeah, and a lot of people will say, the HD version is better. I know it is, but also, God, this is better than nothing, you know what I mean? I want to play this game again. I don't have a Wii U, you know what I mean, to play the better version, because it is the better version by miles, but also, God, to play this classic again, hell yes. And the amount of games going to come in the next couple of months, hell yes, I'm back into this, know what I mean? And we got the GameCube controller, which sadly I won't get because, again, I explained near the end why I won't get that, because there's a reason why I won't get that. But the last 2 days have been controversy about the pad, saying that you can't play the pad on Switch 2 games or Switch 1 games because it says on the box. But to be fair, on the other retro controllers, a release for the Switch Online, it does say that on the box. So it's most probably you can. It'll probably be like the map and be a bit awkward. So I'm not going to jump the bang and attacking for that. Know what I mean? Yeah. Know what I mean? So I made up GameCube is back. But sadly, there's only one sad bit about this. You need a Switch 2 to get at that library. That's the problem. You need a Switch 2. Which I don't understand, because I still think Switch 1 can easily, won that. But end of the day, I guess it got to find a way to get people to buy Switch 2s. So, yeah. Bit sucks, but at the same time, I'm happy for GameCube coming back. Know what I mean? Let's move on. We got a major third-party exclusive for the Switch. Again, could be a time exclusive, but at the moment now, it is an exclusive for the Switch too, which is from one of the biggest studios in gaming now, which is From Software, which is the Dustbloods. Yes, I find it so funny that it basically, Bloodborne, know what I mean? It basically say, oh, sorry, they're gonna make Bloodborne 2, fine, we're gonna make our own with the Switch. Reverse the words. Again, looks good, know what I mean? And yeah, that's a major exclusive. But as I said before, From Software, Souls games, sell like hotcakes. People are going to jump at this. And to be honest with you, I can see people actually buying the Switch 2 just for this game. I wouldn't, because the other reason why I'm getting the Switch 2, but I can see Souls fans are going to buy this just for this one game. Because again, it's From Software. That's the thing. Then, to finish off the whole show, we got a brand new 3D Donkey Kong game. Yeah, a brand new 3D Donkey Kong game, and it looks fucking awesome. It basically is Mario Odyssey with Donkey Kong, and it looks gorgeous. You can destroy part of the land, you know, the platforms there. It is like a love letter to Donkey Kong, but at the same time, it moving forward with the Donkey Kong IP, with the redesign of Donkey Kong, and he looks good. I admit, a couple months ago that I first saw the redesign, because obviously they announced the Switch 2 coming this year. We got a bit of sneak peek of Mario Kart, and in the background you see the redesigned Donkey Kong. I was a bit iffy at that, like, oh, they were weird, but after seeing him here, yeah, I love the redesign. You got this, it's Western, he's goofy, but at the same time, you want to hug him, know what I mean? It's one of those ones, it's a good design, know what I mean? And yes, I cannot wait to play this game. It looks unbelievable. So, that's a direct. Let's get with the overview. What my thought I took from this direct. Which is, so, from this direct, I actually thought it was a good direct. It showed off the hardware well. Like, the hardware itself is impressive. It is. You got a 1080p 20 FPS screen on the Switch itself, but then you put on dock, it's go to 4K, and that is mind-blowing for Nintendo, and especially with HDR performance, know what I mean, on top of that, know what I mean. Yeah, it's a next step forward for Nintendo on stuff like that. So the hardware's good, the Joy-Cons looks amazing. It's bigger, it's chunkier. The only downside with the Joy-Con is it don't have the thumbstick what we all want. You know, the Magnetic thumbstick thing that's drop drifting. It don't have that, but somehow it's still saying that it's still building from the ground up to stop drifting. Which I like to see how that go away. We won't find out for months later or maybe years later on how many Joy-Cons will people go through, know what I mean? So it's a bit of down on that part. But I do like the bigger size of the Joy-Cons. I do like the mouse mode on the Joy-Cons, where that looks fun too. So the hardware itself is impressive for Nintendo. And again, I'm not going to say, oh, it's not a PS5, so it's mid, know what I mean? I'm sorry, but since the GameCube, Nintendo have not been about power, know what I mean? Because they want to focus more on gameplay, all that stuff. So, yes, that's the thing with that. It's not the most powerful console in the world, but for your Nintendo console, I'm impressed with the power, know what I mean? Like I said before, with Cyberpunk ultimate version is going to win on this machine, you know what I mean? It might not be the best version, but you get it winning, especially with the other consoles like the PS4 and Xbox One that couldn't barely win that game, but somehow the Switch 2 can do it, you know what I mean? So I'm very impressed in that for Nintendo in that way, you know what I mean? Now, the problems, I've been hinting all along that this is stuff I want to get, but I cannot get because the prices. Now, the GameCube controller, I want the GameCube controller, but the problem is it's 60 quid, I think, or 70 odd quid, I think it is. And people say, is that reasonable? Handset to stay there does cost that much, but the problem is the other factors too, like the console itself is £395 in the UK just on the console. Meanwhile, with Mario Kart World, it's £420, which that's the one I'm getting because I want Mario Kart World, and as you see, it's £75. That's the problem. The game prices is up and down at the moment that way. Donkey Kong, it does seem reasonable price in the UK at least. It's 60 quid, which is around the same price as Zelda. Or if you get a download, it's 50 odd quid, know what I mean? So the problem is, it's other countries. Other countries are getting fucked with the prices. I mean, they are getting fucked. And especially with the States now, where they are in a period now with Trump tariffs. Again, I do not want to talk about politics, but the thing is, this is going to affect them. Because if Trump tariffs come into effect, yeah, I know it's been delayed for 3 months, so it should be fine in the first 3 months of the sale. Problem is, it's the holiday season where you're going to do what we call it, a reprint of the consoles for the holiday season. Are we going to stay the same price? Or are we going to get a big price increase? Because at the moment now, in the States, the console itself, is $449. That's for the console itself, and it's $500 with what you call it, with Mario Kart World. Now, you gotta count taxes and stuff. Again, I don't know how the tax system works in America, but if the tax comes into it, reports saying that this could cost up to $600 to $700, which, yikes, that's a lot of money, you know what I mean, for a Switch, you know what I mean, for Nintendo. Why is it before Nintendo do not focus on power? So it's not like a PS5 or Series X, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know people gonna say, ain't gonna get tariffs too. It probably will, but we don't know. Because everyone is more focused on Nintendo, because obviously Nintendo Switch 2 is the newer console. So that could get more talked about. So, but the next couple of months, it probably would affect Sony and Microsoft in that way. So it is interesting what's going to happen with that. And that's the big problem. Yet the UK, we got a price increase on games. It fucking sucks. But why is it compared to other countries? Right? Some other countries are paying like €90 or $100 or even $120, right? In Australia, stuff like that. It is insane, the price of the games. Which I know Doug Bowser respond with his bullshit excuse saying that, oh, we gotta do different prices depending on how we drive the game. I'm like, no, you need a set price, know what I mean? This is bullshit, know what I mean? All this stuff is bullshit. And that's why I said before about the tech demo. Yeah, people will say, it's only £4. I don't give a fuck, it's only £4. I'm sorry, but I'm spending, £395 just on the base console, and you don't include a small tech demo? I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. That is absolutely bullshit. Especially in this economy now. Yeah, I know people will say, I hear this all week about, well, the game price is the same basically in the 90s. Well, yeah, it was basically, but the big difference is, there's a couple big differences. One, wages are, what I call it, normal back then, and also food prices and lecky prices, gas prices was low. So yes, you can afford to pay £95 or sorry, £75, know what I mean, for a game back then. And also, there's no thing too. There's a thing called Blockbuster or rental shops that you can borrow games. There's a thing in the 90s, why I used to borrow my games mostly because the game prices are fucking high, you know what I mean? So, every weekend, me and my uncle used to go to this corner shop, not a Blockbuster, but it's like a corner shop by ours that rent games. And we used to borrow like 2 games a week, you know what I mean? We don't have that no more. We don't have rental services no more. That's the problem with that Auburn saying that, oh, it's the same price back then. Why are you moaning now? I don't answer it. That's the problem. There's no excuse. It's corporate greed. I'm sorry. I'm not defending the game prices at all. I'm saying the things about the PlayStation. It's bad enough done there for £75 on their games. You know, 3 or 4 years ago. That's bullshit too. You know, it's wrong. And I'm being honest now, it is bang on wrong. So, except from that, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's a good console. Now, will it be the Wii U thing? No, I don't think that. I think what most happy will happen is it will sell well with our core fans. But in a couple months down the line, once they don't get enough, workout units, they're going to do like we're doing the 3DS. They're going to cut the price down, probably get more appeal into it, and that become a fast and sound console, the 3DS. So it'll be the same thing here. This will be a good fast and sound console eventually, but it won't have the same bang on result as the first Switch was. That's the difference. Yet in the UK, it's selling out quickly. Like I said, I got lucky. I got mine. I got very lucky. I got mine. Mine, was basically the last handful of stock in Smiths in the UK. So, yeah. So, second that, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I am. I'm looking forward to the Switch too. So, my question of the day is, are you looking forward to the Switch too? I hear in the comment below. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. This has been a bit Who Cares. See you on the next one.